Hi guys, Kaze here. Welcome back. We're back in Destiny's Princess with no, Nobunaga. Well, like Nobunaga, and I'm like, oh god. So I was trying to come out of my mouth. It's like that's not how you say his name. Nobunaga Oda. We're back with chapter 7 after last episode. I'm like, wow. I'm still kind of shocky. Wow. I'm like, oh my god, what just happened? I'm quoting this all back to back, so I was like, ooh, wow. All right, anyway, chapter 7, Stand Ablaze. Let's go. I was brought to Nobunaga's room and spent the night there. Nobunaga was next to the light, bent over, a piece of paper spread across the floor. Father? I instinctively called to him and realized I should have called him Nobunaga. Ironic. At first I didn't want to call him father, but now it just comes out like that. I was even more discussing the idea of falling in love with my own father. Oh, princess, you're awake. What are you doing? I put a kimono over my shoulder and came closer to him. I was thinking about the future. Nobunaga was looking at a map of the neighboring region. First is Kyogoku household, huh? I'm sure they'll come and attack us. Even in the middle of summer, at this distance, it's easy to attack. Nobunaga pointed at the neighboring nation. Why do you think so? It's simple. If it were me, I'd do the same thing. They'll probably attack us once the demons are all gone. That's so soon. My head was filled with the thoughts of demons. That was all that was lying ahead of us. At the earliest, the neighboring countries will get word that the demons are gone in 10 days. In that time, we'll send soldiers to this ridge, and they'll have to pass through here to attack us. Maybe we should construct a fortress in secret. I don't mind if it's makeshift. Are you sure other countries won't attack while their soldiers are tearing it apart? Nobunaga looked a bit happy after hearing my question. That's a good question. Look at this map. Nobunaga's fingers glided upward. The other day, they got caught up in our battle, and the Lord died. They're in a civil war, right? Yeah. Therefore, we just need to investigate if they're allying with any other countries. You can't just pin them down first? We'll attack Kyogoku from behind. Then what if they attack from the south while we're attacking Kyogoku? Nobunaga slid his finger up the map. The south is protected by a mountain ridge. If they had backbone, they would try and cross them, but the lord of this castle isn't special. It sounds like you've gone and seen him. Oh, that? I did. Huh? Fuma heard that the daimyo was passing through a village near the border. I disguised myself and took a look. He is scared of demons and coming out just from crossing the border. Nobunaga was content from the bottom of his heart. I'm surprised. When did you sneak out of the castle? I wonder. Nobunaga chuckled. He looked like a creepy man, but it was easy to tell he was ordinary. First, we'll join forces with them. That way, we'll just have to worry about Kyogoku. You're being a little hasty. You really thought about the future. Why didn't you think about that stuff after the demons are gone? Nobunaga put his knees up and looked at me seriously. The demons will be gone in a matter of days. I'm not being hasty at all. I never thought about other countries until now. I looked at Nobunaga's hand on the map. I was right. Even if my true wish was not to be alone, my concerns for the people in this country were in no way a lie. We probably won't get any breaks before the other nations attack. Prepare yourself. But the vassals and the people will be exhausted from the continuing battles. Some people might hold a grudge against you, father. Even if you say that, I don't feel like sitting around watching the nation fall to ruin. I was astonished, and Nobunaga quickly smiled kindly toward me. It was the first time I saw him smile like this. He put his big hand on my cheek. Don't worry. But princess, for the people to live in peace and harmony, for all time, someone needs to unite all the nations. The time of the warring states must come to an end. So that's what you were thinking about. He was ridiculed as a big fool, but below his frightful disposition was the sensitive soul. You're now my woman. I embraced you because I thought we could see the same future together. Nobunaga put his hand around my hips and hugged me. The kimono on my shoulders fell, and he kissed my ears. We can never have enough children. I'll give each of my children a country to rule, then I'll expand the country. I've already thought of a name for our first child. If it's a boy, Kimyomaru. If it's a girl, Kotoku. Gotoku. Yeah. You thought such strange names. I put my hand around Nobunaga's neck. I would be honored to birth them. But if you welcome me to concubine, I won't let you get away with it. As I lightly bound his neck, we kissed, and Nobunaga smiled happily. After one night, I've changed this girl into a woman. That's what you did, father. I laughed like a purring cat. Once I gave you the land of the rising sun, next are the foreign countries. Prepare yourself. Nobunaga lifted me up and put me back down on the futon. I told Mara our relationship would probably spread through the castle as a rumor. I didn't return after he brought me back to his room after all. No, even now the pages might be listening in on the other side of the door. But I didn't care. I was changed, and I decided I would follow him no matter where we went. Oh, so where'd the rest of the chapter go? In the morning, I opened my eyes and saw that Nobunaga was already dressing himself, not to mention in battle attire. As Nobunaga put on his gloves and he turned to me in exceedingly good mood. Oh, you're awake. Well, yeah. Before I knew it, the pages were coming into the room. While they helped Nobunaga change, they didn't seem to know where to look. Their eyes wandered. I swore even if I complained, he would tell me not to worry about it. Are you going out to battle? Yeah. Prepare yourself and let's go. We're going to attack the demons in their base. Uh-huh. The time had finally come. All the military commanders had gathered in front of the castle gate. Nobunaga looked down on them from atop his horse. The vassals looked at me as I was beside Nobunaga, clad in armor, holding my bow. I want a picture of this, please. It was strange. The old me would have panicked at their stares and gotten flustered. Maybe it was because I felt disgraced when they scolded me. However, it didn't bother me in the least now. It was true, I changed. I was reborn at the hands of Nobunaga. I felt someone's presence nearby, and I lifted my head. Yukimura was next to me with a complex expression on. He looked forward and whispered to me. Hanabe has passed away. That can't be. When did it happen? Just a moment ago. Since the day he never opened his eyes. I passed on to the other world. It can't be. He came to this world as my fiancé, but I never took care of him. It was Nobunaga. I had feelings of guilt and despair boiled up from the back of my mind. But I never thought to cry. This is the path I chose. I wasn't allowed to cry. Yukimura didn't look at me and spoke to me in a muffled voice. I won't ask about what you did last night, but I would have preferred to tell you how I felt if I had to concede to father. I feel that way even now. Don't forget that. Thank you, Yukimura. If I had chosen Yukimura, I wondered if I could have been happy like an ordinary girl. However, I was already treading on a thorny path. Even if everyone said we fell into incest, Nobunaga and I were the only ones who knew that there wasn't true. I didn't mind that. Nobunaga looked around as the vassals roared. From here on out, we're going to attack the demons in our base. We're aiming for Rokkaku Konoji Castle. This made the vassals stir, and I was shocked as well. The Rokkaku clan was my family's sworn enemy, but they perished close to 100 years ago. But that was where Rokkaku Takeyori was defeated. It was untouched for a long time. That's right, no one lives there anymore. You are all correct. No humans live there, but instead one corpse should be there. According to this country's history, Rokkaku Takeyori's mummified remains are there, right? Mummified? Last time when I was paralyzed, I saw a Buddhist priest with gorged out eyes. Maybe that was... Nobunaga probably didn't think much of it, but the senior vassals were all suspicious. It's true, that was what was written down, but what about it? Demons are beings from the underworld. Takeyori swallowed his grudge against this nation and became mummified, but he called the demons. to this land, the root of the disturbance according to Hanabe's investigation. Excuse my rudeness, but do you have any proof? This sounds so absurd. A portion of the vassals snickered. It started to spread. They looked at each other and started to laugh. Nobunaga was disdained as a giant fool. Others were afraid as they looked at them. Looking at the vassals, No, I'll let Nobunaga handle this. So I looked at them. I just watched them laugh. Their fates had been determined. They made fun of Nobunaga a little too much. I knew no matter what I said, it was too late. I didn't want to disturb Nobunaga. Nobunaga rode his horse forward and stopped in front of the vassals. And, you fools! In that moment, it flashed before my eyes. The vassal's head went flying. After a moment, blood spurted out like a fountain. Okay, that's a dead vassal. The vassals in the area moved away. The closest vassal's voice sounded like the wind blowing as he sank to the floor. The dark color on his crotch was spreading. The vassal's body stood there for a while as if he didn't know he was dead. Soon after, his body crumpled and fell over. The corpse on the floor stained the ground black as it convulsed over and over again. What the fuck kind of woman did I become? So the scheme was what's on that. Can think of anything else that Nobunaga has hardened me after one night of sex. I swallowed my breath and didn't say a word. My hands shook as they held the reins. For lives were over once they angered Nobunaga. I only come to grips with that. While the demons are in our sights, I will not joke or speak of preposterous things. Not seeing the big picture, they use ignorance to ridicule others as an excuse to be lazy. I usually am very tolerant, but when it comes to important things, I won't forgive such stupidity. Nobunaga put his blood-stained blade down and glared at the surrounding men. The mood had entirely changed. The tension that stung our skin controlled the atmosphere. It wasn't there a moment ago. Now, think it over one more time. Our enemies are demons. They are not from our world. We're about to fight an unusual battle. While holding his sword, Nobunaga strode off on his horse in front of everyone. I'm sure some want to leave this land while others want to stay confined in the castle. But if you run, where will you go? Do you think the demons will let you get away? Those who run will be cowards. If you're going to be chased and die on the road, then entrust your life to me. Use your life for your kids, grandkids, and for your afterlife. Before I knew it, everyone was entranced by every motion Nobunaga made. It was like everyone had forgotten their former brethren were slain a few moments ago. As Nobunaga looked at everyone, all of a sudden their eyes filled with an uplifting morale. Yeah! Someone let a war cry. Yeah! When I thought the people cheering increased, the area shook with the sound. Nobunaga smiled satisfied and came to me. He touched my cheek with his blood-stained hand. Were you frightened? No, not a bit. I was like, what the heck happened to me in one night in bed? And I'm like, hardened warrior, what the heck? Nobunaga smiled gently and wiped my cheek, dirtied by the blood, with his fist. Yukimura? Yes. Yukimura sat forward with a severe look on his face. I leave the castle to you. Kotaro is luring the demons here. It is our plan to reduce the demons at Rokkaku Konoji Castle. We'll defend the fort no matter what. Make good use of Hanabe's final plan. Yes, sir. Nobunaga once again faced the troops and he brandished his sword and shouted. We'll depart after a minute. Be prepared. Be prepared. Sorry. Lion King. Yes, sir. The vassals' voices were strong. Their eyes were filled with power. Yukimura mumbled as he looked at Nobunaga's back. I have a lot of different feelings about you, father, but nevertheless, I have to admit he is a heroic man. I wonder. Kaze? I had a mysterious look on my face and smiled at Yukimura. Nabe said it too, right? That he might lure me into ruin. Extraordinary things aren't always connected to happiness. However, there were one thing I knew. The man I saw were truly superior and capable people. True that. Alright, guys, I'll see you guys in the next chapter. Look, we got 96% completion. Yay! And I'll see you guys in the next one. Hopefully it'll be awesome and good. Will be chapter 8, the final chapter before we get our 2 endings. And after that, of course, we have our extras. So you know, look forward to that. And of course, after that, after all of Nobunaga's videos are done, we finally go to Hanbei. And I'll see you guys for those videos as well. Bye guys, Kaze out.